Every now and again, LEGO releases a set that just doesn't make a lot of sense and turns out being a flop. I would include on that list sets like the Hulkbuster, the Black Panther bust, the foosball table, maybe even the Libra crane. And with the announcement of the new Travel Moment set coming out in October for $150, we have another set to add to that list. Now, this video is not just about why I think this set will be a flop. Rather, it also dives into a bigger issue that I have with how LEGO is handling this particular set and what it means for the big picture. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, to add a little bit of context, this set is based off of the winning build for US LEGO Masters Season 4. And I want to make it clear, I have nothing against this particular creation, nor do I have anything against the builders or the Season 4 finale of LEGO Masters. This creation is much better than anything I could build, and I think I'm a decent builder, but this is a really good creation. But again, this isn't about the creation as it is about the set. And so what we'll do is I'll start narrow talking about the set itself and then get broader into some of the bigger issues I have with what LEGO is doing here. The first problem that I and many other LEGO fans have with the set, I think, is the price and the perceived lack of value. Now, the cost is going to be $150 US, and you get about 1,200 pieces. Now, looking at the set, this is confusing to me because there's not a lot of pieces here that jump out as being high expense pieces. You don't get a lot of brand new pieces. I think the 1x1 round tiles might be the new ones. There aren't a lot of large pieces in general, which would add cost to the set. You just don't get a very good price per piece ratio. And not that I'm a huge fan of that, but you can do a lot better out there. For instance, the Castle Bed and Breakfast from the Friends theme, you get more pieces for $50 less. It's $100 for that set. And I think the pieces there are really, really good. So I think you might target this set for about $100 when, not if, but when it goes on sale. The second critique I have of this set deals more with the execution, and that I don't think it really serves the purpose of the set well, which is that you're going to place these tiles on different places that you visited. You can post pictures in the little slots that come with it. Now, hear me out. Europe on this map is 140 square studs. There are over 50 countries in Europe, meaning that you have less than 3 square studs per country. Now, if you've been to Europe and traveled all throughout, if you live in Europe and have traveled all throughout the continent, how are you going to be placing all of these little pieces on countries that you've been to and know where they are? It kind of loses its meaning when you do that. The same thing holds for Central America, which is a region that's near and dear to my own heart. I've been to Honduras 12 times, and it's hard to even tell where that country is and the distinction between that and its border countries on this map. And so I don't think it really serves its purpose well when it comes to this. I will also add, in terms of execution of the set, if you look at the winning creation, it's a massive plane with some landmarks. This is a massive map with a tiny plane. And I don't see a map on the winning creation from LEGO Masters Season 4. That strikes me as odd. So there's an execution issue that I see with this set that is pretty significant if you were expecting to get something similar to what was featured in the final episode of the show. The third issue I have is, who is the audience for this set? Now, when I look at sets, there are 3 main constituencies that would buy this, right? This one in particular could appeal to people who watch LEGO Masters here in the United States, and you saw Season 4, you really liked the builders, you liked the builds, and you're intrigued to get this. But one problem with that is, this is the LEGO Masters US version. There are 17 other countries that at least have their own or share a LEGO Masters. So how many people are actually watching the US finale? Looking at the ratings, less than 1 million people watched the finale. It was close to that, but not quite 1 million. And you figure some other people maybe didn't watch it, but were keeping up with the season and watched it later, or watched clips of the season on YouTube or wherever. That's not a huge market. Now, the second constituency would be people that really think this set is a great value. And I already mentioned with my first critique, I don't think that's the case here. So I can't imagine there are very many people looking to get this because it's great pieces at a great value. And the third constituency are people that just look at this set and say, wow, like that's really well done. And that could be the case for some people, but I'm not seeing it so much with this set either. So that really leaves the first constituency, and not really sure how many of them are really going to go out and buy this set. The next critique lies with the redundancy of this set. Now, there are 3 other sets out right now that share what this set is trying to accomplish. One is the globe, which is, I think, a much cooler representation of the Earth than what we get here. The second one is the world map, which, like this set, is a flat Earth, a bit more tedious to build, more expensive, but better executed. And then the third one is the family tree set that allows you to hang pictures on a tree. So similar to this concept we get with the travel moments, you hang pictures or you put pictures in slots for the set. You can do that with a much more affordable $80 set that comes with a lot more pieces. Like, I'm not sure what this set is trying to accomplish. And because of that, I'm not really sure who's going to really be interested in buying it. The next critique goes a little bit further up the list, and that is there was a lot of poor planning when it came to this. Now, season 4 of the LEGO Masters in the US was all about, hey, your winning creation will not just be displayed somewhere, it is going to be turned into an official LEGO set. And if you go back and you watch the end of that season, there's certainly a lot of excitement about that. But at no point in the finale were the builders told to build something that could be turned into a great LEGO set. In fact, the specifications were to be creative, to tell stories, and to have technical expertise demonstrated in the build. That's it. They were not told, create something that's really cool that people are going to want to buy. Create something that's easily scaled down into a LEGO set. None of that. And so when you look at this build, Chris and Robert, who won the season, did a fantastic job with the build, but they and their other competitors were not building something that other people would want. They built what they wanted. And that makes it hard to turn into a LEGO set in and of itself, much less than trying to scale a massive creation down to something that is affordable, even to the wealthy LEGO fans. In some ways, I view this kind of like an idea set that just never got the 10,000 votes of support. It's really cool. You can go with LEGO Ideas and you can see a lot of creations that are awesome that are never going to get the 10,000 votes. This struck me as something like that. And again, that is not to knock the creation. It's a fantastic build, and as I said earlier, better than anything I could do. But just part of the poor planning that they had for season 4 of the series. So that leads me to my perhaps obvious prediction, and that is that this set is going to flop. I think it's going to be on sale pretty quickly after it's released. In fact, it wouldn't shock me if it was on sale before Christmas of this year. It kind of reminds me a bit of some of the sets I mentioned at the top of the video, as well as the Harry Potter Sorting Hat set that I already saw on sale about a month after its release, 25% off at Walmart. And so I don't know if that one's really selling all that well, or they were just trying to entice people to get it. But yeah, I think this set's going to be pretty similar. What I hope is that this sends the right message to LEGO, and that is, do better. Do better with planning on something that's really cool and a momentous occasion for 2 huge LEGO fans that really worked hard to win LEGO Masters. I would also say plan better. Set better parameters for the final build. Try to keep it in mind when you're judging the final build, how it's going to translate to a LEGO set, and think about who might want to buy that creation. Not saying you let the market dictate who's going to win or money dictate, but rather think about how this is going to work logistically before you include it into the prize package. I would also say, make sure that you give us a better value. I think there are fans that are looking forward to this that are just going to be very disappointed with what you get. And not only the design and execution, but also the price. $1,500 or $150 for 1,200 pieces. It's just not very good by LEGO standards. And Why would you pass up a lot of other sets that give you better deals, better pieces for this? Unless you have a really strong attachment to Lego Masters, which I'm not sure how big a market that really is. So that's my take on this. Comment down below if you're really excited about this set or if I'm being too harsh. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and always remember to keep building together.